Hello. So in this paper, or I should say, this video, I'm going to discuss how the Chinese government has blocked the H&M e-commerce. So essentially, really looking at it, there was this thing known as ride hailing and daily deals, and then also map sites. H&M had seized and purchasing or sourcing the cotton from the it's called pronounced Xizang, and that was due to forced labor issues. So yeah, H&M, has always had around 500 stores, give or take, in the Chinese area. So where the online blocking and calls for customer boycotts after and how they could affect H&M, the brand in China, there was this business case named as Sage, and that was building ethical supply chains. The case of H&M in China 2022, the retailers in China changed their purchases from the industry after the H&M decision to stop sourcing from cotton from the Xing. So essentially, this was something I feel like they had a lot of influence and whatnot, and that's really due to how the influencer celebrities talked ill about the company's decision, due to all the boycotting that I just discussed. H&M decisions were meant to protect human rights and minimize forced labor, and that was meant to help support an ethical supply chain. So essentially, the emerge of the boycotts from retailers and customers in China had led to massive sanctions for our international countries, such as the United States of America, Canada, and also the United Kingdom. So with that said, this really affected how this could affect the market and how the H&M company just operates overall. Overall, this led to a lot of losses, I feel, the company trying to develop the supply chain. And what I mean by this is, just the situations they were placed in. So as we all know, I truly feel like sustainability is key, the progress of any business, e-commerce, small business, it doesn't matter what you're, selling. So for example, the fashion industry, I really like to look at this one due to how, sustainability helps to ensure that the organizations such as in the fashion world can develop a sustainable supply chain. H&M, the company itself has confirmed that its progress in production and sustainability throughout, eco materials, offer safety training, monitoring, sustainability, manufacturing, minimizing carbon emission and distribution, enhancing eco fashion knowledge, skills, and experience are vital in selecting the workforce to unite in a particular market. So a good example of this would be a country with a higher population. This would make the market, really likely to hire, a more skilled workforce and maintain, a higher level of inventory, to sustain the business. So a higher populated country such as China, that's why all this plays in. H&M, is a part of a fast fashion growing industry. It's produced large quantities of synthetic petroleum-based clothing, I think it's pronounced, and then that would be in developing nations, and significant emissions and textile waste. So what that essentially means is that the company has caused many environmental and social impacts on the supply chain. So moving forward, the company has to adapt and sustain supply chain management, a different strategy that has much more resistance, such as in China, because everything operates different from the U.S. to China to the United Kingdom, like I mentioned. And that's basically a lot of it. I discussed some of the problems and stuff, and I truly feel that I just want to discuss a couple of my recommendations and implementation. So H&M's policy adapted to a new similar situation in a case that they arise in through sustainable manufacturing. This is something the company uses to enhance for fair working conditions for the employees, and then also improve the environmental performance. I feel that this would promote sustainability in the supply chain itself for H&M, as fewer or no impacts with the witness of the production process. The company is able to implement by selecting a specific strategy with the suppliers in the countries. We'll have a lower human population. This is something to help expand, overall, and help them grow in the market. And that's what I feel is extremely essential. So, my last, recommendation would be that the company should consider an economic and a human population in a country that they can launch an online shopping channel. Like I said, it's a growing business. We all know H&M. It's a huge e-commerce business. It's fast taking over, and that's truly how I feel about what's going on with H&M. I hope I was able to discuss some of the key points of how H&M can improve in the future, and also what they're doing right and what they can do moving forward to continue to keep growing. And also just help out everyone that's working for the company, because there's a lot of stuff going on with how it's just unsafe work environments, and I think that really needs to change if they want to continue to keep growing. Thank you.